You hear me? Okay.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Milan, to FIBA EuroBasket 2022. We are extremely happy to have with us tonight Mr. Dirk Nowitzki, FIBA EuroBasket ambassador and the GOAT of German basketball. Benvenuto a Milano, Dirk.
Thank you.
Benvenuto. So before we open the floor to questions from the media here, we all witnessed a lot of great games these last days, great crowds in the different host countries of EuroBasket. How does this make you feel as the FIBA EuroBasket ambassador?
It's been amazing. This is now my second stop. Obviously, I've been in Cologne the first couple of days. It's been amazing, the support, fans coming in from all different countries. And same here, what the Estonians did in first game was tremendous. The fan base, the support, the atmosphere has been great in all the arenas. So we're very happy. The level has been good of play. We saw some amazing games so far. So I think so far so good.
Good. And as the former MVP actually of the 2005 edition, how do you compare your experience as a player to the experience that players are probably having here?
Well, you know, the game has changed. It's, almost 20 years later now. The talent level is even higher. You know, obviously there's more teams participating now. So it's just bigger and better than it was a long time ago. So basketball, I think, has taken a step forward, has been growing, not only in the U.S., but also globally, in Europe, other countries. If you look at the player talent, the pool, now I think this year, the 3 MVP candidates for the NBA were Jokic, Giannis, and Luka, and you know, so 3 Europeans. I mean, it shows you how far European basketball has come, and it's been amazing to watch.
Great. We're ready to open the floor for questions. We'll start with Mark Woods.
Hey, Dirk. Question about Franz Wagner. You had a chance to watch him a little bit. Obviously, still maturing as a player, but where do you see the ceiling is for him at this moment?
Well, we're not only me. I think we're all very excited about his future. Not only German basketball, but fans in Orlando. I think he just turned 21 last week. How he reads the game, he's got a great all-around game. He can shoot. For a big guy, he handles pick and rolls. He reads situations. He's a tough competitor. He's faster and more athletic than you think, than he looks. So he had a great game the other day against Lithuania. So I think we'll have a lot of fun with him in Germany and in Orlando, and it'll be fun to watch.
ESPN, Kirk for Dirk.
Hey Dirk, congrats again on the ceremony in Cologne. It was wonderful to see.
Thank you.
Sort of similar question to your first one. Really drilling down on why. I mean, it's been 30 years since the Dream Team came to Europe and sparked what many in America at least believe to be a critical spike in the popularity of hoops over here. As we sit here at this awesome tournament in 2022, Dirk, can you please share some thoughts on why the sport has risen so drastically here? Maybe comment a bit more on how Europe is building these great superstars, but really why? What's happened on this continent since the Dream Team?
Well, it's just the popularity has risen. I think the media presence has risen, even with social media. You know, you get the highlights in an instant. I think that helps young kids get excited, play the sport, start the sport. Then, of course, if the talent pool is bigger, then you have more talent to choose from. Maybe the coaches have gotten better along the way. I think, of course, that's huge. You need the guys that mentor and obviously teach these kids how to play the game the right way. So hopefully, you know, along the way they've gotten better, and so the overall level in Europe has gotten tremendously better, and I think that's the outcome that we've been seeing. The talent level, the way the guys already at an early age, the skill level is really good. How they read the game is on another level, you know. So it's been super fun to watch, and I'm actually really proud where the game has gone the last 20 years. When I first started in the late 90s, you know, the 4s and the 5s, they were big guys, and they were banging, they were rebounding. And now the 4s and 5s can bring the ball up, initiate. You have to be able to shoot, roll, pass off the dribble. I mean, the skill level the last 20, 25 years has gone through the roof. Now we have guys shoot from just beyond half court. Just a tremendous development over the last 2 decades. And I'm not even sure where this game could still go. These guys are already so good now and athletic, shooting-wise. I'm not even sure where we can take this, but to see it and be there and play through the last 20-something years and see the guys get better and better, it's of course makes us proud.
Thank you. Yes.
Francesco Bertoli, Basketball Evolution. Good evening, Dirk. Do you have a kind of advice to our guy Simone Fontecchio that is going to play his first season in the NBA with the Utah Jazz? Thank you.
Yeah, I'm excited about his talent level. I will see him tonight play for the first time. So I heard he's a great shooter, and I'm excited to watch him play. I think at the beginning, you try to learn. Of course, the game is a little different than the European FIBA game. It's a little faster. It's a little more athletic. The rules on defense are a little different on stuff you can do. But I think you see yourself as a student, and you want to learn. You go to the gym, you go to practice, you watch guys that have been around, you're veterans, and you learn from them. How do they prepare for games? What do they eat? How do they talk to the media? How do they act with the fans? How do they do appearances? And you know, you ask questions, you pick the brain of guys that have been there and for a while, and then you find your own routine. You know what works for you, and but always try to learn. Every practice, try to get better. Work extra, come early, leave late, get extra shots up, do conditioning, you lift. You show the coaches that you want to learn and you want to improve, and I mean, that's a lot already, a lot of advice, but that's how you do it. That you set a tone early that you're here to learn and to work and break through.
Next question in the back.
Dirk, back here.
Hello.
Hello. Your path to the NBA was similar to Giannis, from your second division to the championship. How do you feel when you're seeing Giannis conquering the NBA right now? Thank you very much.
Yeah, I mean, unbelievable. When I first saw him, he was this skinny kid, and just to see the growth of him the last couple of years, he's gotten stronger. His skill level improved. I mean, and he seems very hungry to still get better, to work hard, play for his country, work in the summer, become better, an even better player next year. So it's been a wonderful journey for him. Obviously MVP, champion already. So I'm really happy for him. He's a good kid, and he keeps working hard and keeps getting better. So I'm a big fan.
Thank you. Luka, yes?
Hi Dirk, Luka Mazzella, Overtime. Which player you think could be the Dirk Nowitzki of this generation?
Well, there's obviously players that are already better than me. I mean, if you look at, you know, what Luka's already doing at age, just turned 23, I believe, at this last season. So, I mean, there's so many great talents and so many players that are fun to watch and coming up. And so, you know, there's a lot of guys that are up and coming. They're and already put their mark on in the NBA and onto international FIBA basketball. So hey, there's a couple guys where sky's the limit, so it's been fun to watch.
Thank you. Yes, the gentleman here in front. No, Dimi, please. Yes, Dimi first. Thank you.
The coach of the French national team, Vincent Collet, he said last week that the switch of the EuroBasket to the new format every 4 years makes it easier for NBA guys to come and play than that was the case before. You're in a unique position, obviously, to compare the two. Do you agree with this statement? Should we get used to getting big NBA stars coming for every edition of the EuroBasket from now on?
I'm not sure what his statement was. Can you repeat that?
That the switch to the 4-year cycle of the EuroBasket, as opposed to playing every 2 years, makes it easier for the guys, the NBA guys, to come and play.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I know that the FIBA has obviously tried to improve the schedule, even though, you know, with the pandemic the last 2 years, some stuff has gotten jumbled up, and you had to have, unfortunately, some World Cup qualifiers right before the EuroBasket. I think all that was, of course, due to the pandemic. But, you know, they try to make the scheduling easy so you can have your best players representing yourself at the EuroBasket. To me, the level of the EuroBasket is obviously tremendous because, you know, some of the best countries are all in Europe. And you want to show all the players, you want your best players playing. They added another rest day for the players in the group phase already. So I think FIBA is trying to do everything to help bring the best players in, and so we can showcase the best talent.
Hi, Dirk. Emmett Ryan from Ball in Europe. You mentioned Luka just a moment there. You've played with some extraordinarily talented players.
I can't see you. Where are you?
Literally right in front of you.
What?
I'm right in front of you.
Hey, because you're hiding behind your camera, okay?
Yeah. So, Dirk, you mentioned Luka there. Like, you've played with some extraordinary players over your career. Like, where would Luka rank among them? And like, when we're talking to Jason Kidd, to Steve Nash, is like, where would you put Luka?
I mean, he's incredible. Because usually guys come in and they're raw, and then they develop with experience, with hard work. They just take that next level. But to me, the way he already reads the game, how he makes decisions off the pick and roll, when do I pass, when do I shoot. I mean, it's already like he's playing like a 30-year-old. So I've been super impressed. You know, from day one he came in, just reading the game. His basketball IQ is just on another level. So we've been nothing but impressed with him, and he's a good kid, and he's got a good heart, and he wants to work and win, and so he's been tremendous to be a part of, and obviously we're happy to have him on the Mavs.
Thanks, Dirk.
Yeah.
Mark?
Dirk, just looking at the NBA, when you came into the league, there was a talk of a European division, and that quietly sort of disappeared, I think because of lack of depth. Now you see the depth of talent at something like EuroBasket. I mean, setting aside the idea of expansion per se, but do you feel that would appeal more, or that's more a viable option than it was maybe 25 years ago?
Well, I think the talent is definitely there. I think that. And the NBA, I'm sure, talks about it all the time. The problem is obviously the traveling and you know, the logistics of it all. But I think we have enough talent to make it work. I think the fan base is here. If you look at, if we pull off some games in you know, overseas or regular season games, even or preseason games, there were some games played in Mexico City where that worked out great. Obviously, because it's closer and. Logistically, it's not as big of a time difference and stuff. So, you know, you'd have to ask, obviously, Adam Silver, what's the future brings. But I think we have enough talent now all over the world that we could pull it off an expansion. But I'm not the one to decide that. I think there's other guys that are way smarter than me.
Hello, Dirk.
Hello.
After the game between Greece and Great Britain, you had a dialogue with Tyler Dorsey. Was it Mavericks welcome?
Yes, I haven't seen him yet, so I welcomed him to the Mavs. I obviously followed this group here. I know he's been playing really well. I think he made a bunch of threes against Italy the other day, so I'm happy for him, and I'm happy that he's going to get a chance, hopefully, for the Mavericks. He's a good player. He's a very good shooter, but he can also handle the ball. He can run some pick and rolls. So we're excited to add him, and we can't wait for him to come over and have a good camp, and hopefully he'll get a chance to play some this year. But so far everybody liked what they saw here at the EuroBasket.
Good evening, Dirk. Here. Horacio Kauki for basketnews.com. I wanted to ask you, how much does it mean for you to have your number retired by the German Basketball Federation, since this is actually the first time that something like that happens in Germany?
Yeah, actually the first time it's happened in FIBA at all. So what a huge honor, to have it at home in front of a EuroBasket opener, sold-out crowd. I mean, we couldn't have drawn it up any better. Opening game against France. Yeah, it was fantastic. My whole family was there. I had friends from growing up all drive to Cologne to be there and witness it. And so it was, I still get goosebumps. It was a special ceremony, and I, of course, thank the German Federation and also my whole FIBA family for allowing this to happen and for honoring me like this. So it was a special evening that, of course, I shared with my family, and that I'll never forget for the rest of my life.
The gentleman in the back, with the white shirt.
I'm Alex Trigger from Greece, Sport 24. Now that you're off the court, have you realized how guys like you, like Pau Gasol or Tony Parker, have affected and paved the way for players like Luka, Giannis, and Jokic, young European players that want to win championships in the NBA and lead their country to top?
Yeah, I mean, it's been an amazing journey. I think I always mention guys that were before me. Detlef Schrempf was big for my career, coming from Germany. There was Dražen Petrovic, Vlade. I mean, so many guys were before us, and they helped us in a way to pave the way. And then if we came and took that to another level with Pau and Tony and many more, and then now we are part of the journey of somebody else's maybe, I think that makes us a little proud that we were there and helping pave the way and helping some kids get inspired or even start the game of basketball. I think that could make us all proud that we're a tiny part of somebody else's journey, so that we motivated and inspired kids. That's a proud moment for sure.
Yes.
Hi, my name is Vasiliki Karamuza from BN Sports in Kingpin.net, Greece. I would like to make a combination of what was previously said. Like 1992, the Dream Team came for the first time, so everybody was ecstatic. Players from other teams were filming and taking pictures of the NBA stars. Giannis is having a similar moment right now, not from the other guys from the other teams, but from the fans. But I think you two have something similar, like you're very down to earth and always happy and beloved. What's the secret to say like so calm and getting all this love?
I'm not sure. I mean, obviously, I always try to play hard. I always try to help my teams win wherever I played. And I always try to make time for the fans, of course. I think that was always very important to me, that I always saw myself part of, the team and their journey. I never saw myself bigger than anybody else on the team. And, I don't know if that's the secret, but I always try to be myself, I love the sport, give everything to the sport that I have, and enjoy my way and really have fun with my teammates and always compete at the highest level. So I think those are some of the things that I always try to do, whether it was a Mavericks preseason game or it was a EuroBasket game. I always try to approach it the same and play hard and play with my team and have fun.
Yes.
Hello, Dirk.
Hello.
Dražen Brajdić, veg journalist from Croatia. You just mentioned Dražen Petrovic. And how, as a pioneer, one of the pioneers, European pioneers in NBA, how important was he for the game? And can you explain that why NBA coaches didn't believe enough in European talents in late 80s, early 90s. And now it's such a different situation.
Yeah, well, first of all, I was a big Dragan fan. Of course, very devastated with what happened and the tragedy. But, you know, he was a great talent. He was a great competitor. He was a great shot maker, even though he was never the fastest or didn't jump the highest. But he was smart, and he had the mentality of a big-time shot maker and player. So I admired that about him. And I think the game was different back then in the NBA. It was more, especially the 90s, you know, it was a lot of holding, a lot of pushing. Guys were huge. If you look at the Knicks in the 90s, you know, that's not really playing in the European favorites in their hands. It was a very physical game under the basket. And then I think the game has changed. When I came in the late 90s, the league changed. They put in a zone defense that you can guard different ways. They put in the hand check rules, so things were getting a little more free-flowing, a little easier, more passing game, not just one guy dribbling the ball too much. So I think that played right in the Europeans' hands. That's how we grew up playing, passing game, 5 guys moving, pick and roll. And so I just think with the NBA changing, opening the game up more, free flow, more shooting, and then now that's why I think you see the success of all the Europeans, because that's how we grew up playing. We're skilled and we know how to play and shoot and make the right play at the right time, and so I think it was just a matter of the NBA and changing their ways.
Thank you. We have time for one final question. Yes, the gentleman with the light blue shirt.
Mr. Nowitzki, my name is Halvatskiotis. I'm from Greek National Television.
Hello.
Because of your big experience in NBA, you're a champion. Considering also a comment of Gilbert Arenas about Giannis some days before, about he's not the best, your comment about what Giannis have to do to be better and better?
I mean, he is one of the best players in the world, and he's shown that. He's a champion. He's the MVP of the NBA. But, you know, I think he is the first one to tell you, you can always improve. I think basketball is a sport. You never want to stay the same. You go back in the lab in the summer, in the gym, you work hard, you add something else. Maybe it's a little bit of a turnaround fadeaway, maybe it's a little three-point shot, maybe, I mean, there's always something you can improve on in our sport, and that's why it's such a fantastic and great sport, because you're never a finished product. So he'll be the first one to tell you that he wants to get better, wants to improve, wants to be a better all-around player. But, you know, if you look at what he's done already at a young age, I mean, he's one of the best players in the world.
Dirk, thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for sharing your experience, your thoughts with us.
Yes,
really appreciate it. Enjoy the game tonight. Enjoy the rest of EuroBasket, and hopefully also some good Italian food.
Yes, I did last night already, so
All right.
it was very good.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, guys.